We can. Hello, ladies. Good day. How are you doing? Good evening, good morning, good night, whatever part of the world you are. My name is Fejiro Adaka, for those of you who do not know, and welcome. Welcome. This is our first official Zoom session in the community, and I'm excited that you are here. I'm excited that we're doing this, and I'm happy to be spending the next just a little bit less than an hour with you. Okay. I like it when we have interactions, so I'm going to be looking a lot into the chats. My video is frozen, God forbid, not today. Can anyone else see? Again? It's fine, okay. It's good, okay. All right, thank you. Chinua, please check your network. Thank you. So I was saying I like it when we interact. So from time to time, I may be asking a few questions here and there, and I will be looking in the chats. Please indulge me, okay, when I do that. Okay, so it's the Emotional Intelligence Women Community. And for those of us who have been in this community for a very long time, we are basically focused on helping women to build emotional intelligence so that they can navigate various areas of their life. So we're helping you navigate your career, your relationships, money, business, what of that, all of that good stuff. I am a certified marriage and relationship coach. I'm a corporate trainer, and I work with women one-on-one to navigate various issues of their life. It's like core decisions they have to make, goals they have to set, pursue, and execute, healing from past trauma and all of that. Singles in relationship, marriage, leaders who need to lead your teams, and all of that. I didn't just get here. It's been a journey. It's been a consistent journey of personal development. It's like my 9th year in personal development. And I was telling a client last week that the more I know, the more I learn, is the more I realize how much I do not know, how much more there is out there to learn. Today, we're focusing on something very important that I feel like once you can learn, you can master, you would ace your goals, you would become a better version of yourself. You will lead in your marriage, in your business, in your relationships, in your career. You will lead better in those areas. We're talking about overcoming second guessing and decision fatigue. Overcoming second guessing and decision fatigue. One of my observations is, I realized this from sitting with women, week in, week out in sessions, is that oftentimes we diagnose the problem wrongly. My friend will always say, the problem is not the problem is how you're seeing the problem. We diagnose the problem wrongly. We assume that the problem is maybe our character, maybe you're not disciplined enough, maybe it is spirituality, you haven't prayed enough, or maybe it is your sins of the past that is catching up, with you. We assume a lot, but a lot of times what I have found is that the real problem is a system issue. And it is something that more often than not, you don't have language for it because you don't even know that that's the problem. So a lot of times, instead of saying, oh, what exactly is happening to me, we just jump into conclusion and what's wrong with me? So your ability to ask yourself the right question and diagnose the real problem is usually the first step, because that shift can change a lot of things for you. I've started with intelligent women who own businesses, who are leading people. It's the same thing. When it comes to sessions, what's the issue? I'm just lazy. I want to relax and be taken care of. I want soft life. Or somebody saying, I'm just distracted. There's just so much distraction in this world. Somebody else is saying, oh, more, I just feel like within me, my spirit. Somebody just saying, what? I feel like this is who I am. Not everybody is called to hustle. Not everybody is called to be everywhere. I just think that this is me. And because we've assumed that that is the problem, we will keep struggling when we're trying to get a solution. The real issue for many people that I have sat down with from observation and even from my own life, yes, are some of these things. Number one, we second guess a lot. And second guessing comes from the fear of making a mistake that you cannot reverse. Somebody asked me just last week, she said, how do you know that decisions that you're making, you're not going to regret it? How do you deal with failure? How are you so confident that you are making the right decision? And that's one of the errors that I see people make. We second guess ourselves so much because we feel like if we make a mistake, we cannot reserve it, we cannot reverse it. Number two, another issue that I see is decision fatigue because you've carried too many decisions over the years. You've carried too many roles. I was just telling someone at the beginning of the year that I am more intentional about the roles I take up because I realized that that's an area that I struggled with too. I'm a person who loves to impact, who loves to transform. And when opportunities like that come, I found that I was jumping on them too quickly before even processing if I have the space or the mental bandwidth to deal with it. And some of us are in that space too. Number three, one of the issues why women struggle is we overthink. At the beginning, it looked like you were trying to be very intelligent, but over time, you realize that maybe I'm just doubting myself. Maybe I don't feel like I'm good enough. What will people say when they realize that this is who I used to be and this is who I am now? And so we overthink and overthink and overthink, and then we don't do anything about it in the end because that whole process of overthinking is draining in itself. And then we become exhausted. For some of us who are tired of managing the expectations from work, from family, from children, from business, from society, from your church, your pastors, there's just a lot that you're dealing with. And if you're not able to sit down and name what is actually going on, you will not even know what to deal with. You will not know what to deal with. You will internalize it as, I failed, Jerry. I'm already 40, so what's there? Time has gone. A lady said to me, my time has passed. But the danger in doing that to yourself is that you'll be trying to fix yourself instead of fixing the pattern. Because many of us run our lives on autopilot. There are principles that are running the lives of many women, but they are not aware of it. You'll be adding so much effort instead of you to actually sit down and be building clarity. You even be praying harder. I'm not saying praying is bad. I'm a Christian, I pray. But you'll be stressing your nervous system. Time you used to sleep, you are casting demons that don't even exist. And I'm not saying that demons don't exist, but you're targeting the wrong issue. Because wrong diagnosis of the problem will definitely lead you to the wrong solution. But when you realize who you are, when you realize what you're experiencing, when you can become so aware, one of the first steps in emotional intelligence is awareness. When you become so aware of what the real issue is, you will know what to do with. This is why before I'm even talking about overcoming guessing or overcoming the decision fatigue, I want you to first of all bring yourself to that point where you really understand what you're dealing with, because you cannot transform what you're not aware of. You cannot shift what you don't understand. Now that we have pushed that out of the way, what is second guessing? I don't even know why it is called second guessing. Like, have we guessed the first time before? Is there first guessing? Right? What is second guessing? What does it mean when you're second guessing yourself? I'll put it this way. For me, without being too dramatic with dictionary definition, it is a habit of opening decisions after you have already made them. So you've told yourself, this year, I'm going to wake up 7 o'clock and I'm going to take a walk every day. And then that's it. But coming back to the issue every time, opening it again, checking it. Can I not? Can I not? Can I? Or you say, I'm going to start showing up on social media to teach what I know. You've decided that's what you're going to do. Maybe at the beginning of the year, I'm going to put out this product. I'm going to put out this offer. And then you find yourself going back to that decision and rethinking it again. The same thing happened to one of my clients yesterday. She was supposed to go live. And then I was like, you were supposed to be doing this thing on a weekly basis. What's wrong? She said, actually, I feel like I don't know what to say. I'm like, how can you not know what to say? You that keep putting out content every week. And then she said, will people show up? I said, but you've been going like, she was just bringing up different excuses, overthinking what she's not meant to overthink, second guessing herself, doubting the value that she actually has. And for some of us, it's like that. You're asking yourself, what if I make a mistake? Maybe I should just wait. Maybe it's not time. Some people even now hold on to the religious behavior and say God has not spoken. I remember a friend of mine who had decided that he wanted to relocate out of the country, and he was already processing his stuff. And then later I noticed that he stopped. I'm like, what's up? I was like, God has not spoken. I'm like, but when you decided at the first time, did God not speak? Like, why did you make that decision at that point? So we hang on to this thing sometimes just to justify the reason why we are doing what we are doing. For some other person, you're like, let me talk to one more person. You've spoken to one person, two people. You're still asking, you're still waiting for external validation. And it doesn't start before the decision. It starts after you have decided. It starts when you realize that you are beginning to doubt trust in yourself. And it will look like you are being wise, but it's not. And many people think that when they are second guessing, they are actually doing what we call critical thinking, but it's not the same. They're two different things. Second guessing yourself and critical thinking are two different things. Let me quickly explain before I go back to it. Critical thinking is intentional, it has a structure, it has a process, and before anything, it moves you forward. You do some form of critical thinking when you're sitting down and doing what we call things like clarity sessions. It sounds like, what are the options that are available to me? Let me explore the options one by one. What are the consequences of each one? And as you're looking through each one deeply, you're moving forward. What aligns with my values? For some people, we don't even know our core values. So you can't even make decisions or bring that in the process when you're thinking about these things. What are my long-term goals? Where do I want to be in the next 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, whether it's in my career or my business or my relationships or my health? Where am I headed to? Critical thinking literally moves you forward. It ends in clarity. There's a big aha, oh, this is it while you're doing that. And when you get to that point, it also increases your confidence. Do you see? It increases your confidence. It uses emotional awareness. I talked about it some minutes ago. It uses logic. It leaves you feeling like, finally, when we do coaching sessions, from the beginning, we ask people, what is the goal? What do you want to achieve by the end of this time with me? It's structured. Because when the person tells you, you can then hold them accountable and take them through a certain structured process. And for those of us who are in leadership skills, it's a core leadership skill that helps you to manage your team. Are we together? Are we together? Let me know in the chat. Just help me type in the chat if we're together. Say we're together, move on, just so that I'm sure that I'm not speaking too fast or I'm connecting with you. Are we together? Yes. Okay, great. Now, let's go back to second guessing. So now I've explained a bit what critical thinking feels like. Now, second guessing yourself is fear-driven. It's coming from a place of, I don't trust myself enough. Somebody literally told me she was going to get married to this guy. She said, I don't trust myself enough to know that I am making the right decision. And then she ended the relationship. Cool guy, nice, everything was good, no issue. But she didn't trust herself enough. And people trivialize things like this, but they are so deep. So second guessing is largely fear-driven because you're questioning, what if I'm wrong? What if I regret this? And you are there, you're thinking about it. Sometimes you think about it to bed. You wake up the next day, you continue with the same thoughts. What if people judge me? What if the people who knew me from my past come into my DM and begin to ask me questions? Let me just wait. It's not your time. Nothing is going on, but time is just passing by. It happens when you are afraid of disappointing people. And this is usually because you have been trained over the years to doubt your judgment. And so when you doubt yourself again today, you are training your mind that it's okay to doubt yourself. You go again tomorrow, you doubt yourself. It's like confidence. When you tell yourself that you're going to do something and then you don't do it, you disappoint yourself and your mind takes note of that. And tomorrow again, you tell yourself you're going to do something, but you don't. You keep proving to yourself that you cannot do the things that you say you're going to do. Why? There is power in repetition. There's power in repetition. And when you're second guessing yourself, usually it's a sign that you don't feel emotionally safe with yourself. You don't feel connected to yourself. You don't feel aligned with your inner resources. And what that does over time is it makes you less confident. It leaves you feeling stressed out, feeling anxious, feeling tired. Somebody reached out to me last and she said, you know what, this is my business and I'm just stuck. Why? Because there's been lots of overthinking, second guessing, no intentional acts to move her forward. And she was saying, but I've been thinking about it, I've done a lot of thinking for months, but there's no outcome because it's what? It's second guessing. There's no sure process that work. And it happens with many of us, especially in this our part of the world. So if I were to use an example, for example, there's a client of mine who has a staff that is clearly not even meant to be a staff. Fire this lady. She keeps thinking and thinking and answering certain questions in her head that she's not meant to. But she's a good person. But she can change. And this is 2 years plus. Other employees are leaving because of her, but this woman still refused. It took a number of other employees to resign and leave before she realized that I need to do this and tell this girl, bye, you're done. Is this making any sense? So critical thinking helps you to decide. Second guessing keeps you just around your decision, but you're not going to make that decision. So you're just turning around like Baba Chair, like people from Warri will say. Critical thinking allows you to build self-trust in yourself, but second guessing yourself is just you destroying yourself gradually. Now that I've talked about that, let's go to decision fatigue. Remember, we're talking about how to overcome second guessing and decision fatigue. What is decision fatigue? What is decision fatigue? Why does a decision have to have fatigue attached to it? It is what happens when your mind becomes tired of deciding. Or let me say, is that feeling of exhaustion, that comes from too many unprocessed decisions. There's this Instagram reels that used to go viral. I see that some seasons it just comes up and disappears, whereby you see a woman in a video and then you see different write-ups, and the header could be something like what a woman thinks about in 1 minute. And then in one place is thinking, what are the children going to eat? What are they going to wear? How are we going to clean the house? How will I attend to my colleagues? How will I run my business? And you just feel like, I don't know if anybody has ever seen something like that. Have you? Those videos are usually on Reels, but too many things are going on in the head at the same time. When my husband tells me, tells my children, you guys should leave me alone, I have too many things in my head. That's the image that comes to my mind, because usually there are a lot of unopened transactions in the mind. And for some people, it can be a lot, especially when there's no organized systems to handle things like that. And there's just so many things. And for me, one of the ways that I've learned to handle things like that is to always write. I was having a session with a company yesterday, and I was trying to explain to the employees, you cannot work effectively if you don't work with a to-do list. When I just started working, I would get to the office really early. I used to get to the office like 6 past 6, before 7 I'm in the office. And then I'll take my journal and I will write all the things that I want to do on that day. For some of them, I will use red biro to highlight the ones that are important. And then it gets to 8 o'clock and my boss shows up and, oh, Phage, let's meet. And then we sit down and then she's giving me something entirely new to do, as though the things that I had written down to do are not important. And they are, because it's part of my job description. At one point, I had to break, as in I broke down in tears. I'm like, every day I come to the office, I plan myself what I want to do, but I just end up not doing it. Are they important? Yes. The things she wants me to do, are they important? Yes. But at that point, I didn't know that this is what I was struggling with. So many things at the same time. And I usually would feel overwhelmed. I usually will feel overwhelmed. So it's that exhaustion that comes from so many unprocessed decisions in your head at a time. For some people, you just feel like you are unsettled within you. And so it shows up as mental fog. Like there's just confusion. There's just you can't focus. You can't think clearly. It's like they blocked the eyes of your thinking faculty. Your thoughts are scattered up and down the place. And then if you've paid attention, you will notice that you get irritated easily in those moments. Why? Because everything in life is state dependent. And so you're in a state where you're not empowered. For some people, they say, you know what, I don't want to think about it anymore. They'll still come back to it because it's unprocessed, it's opened. You've not concluded it. So you're just living rent-free in your head. But many people don't know this. So they confuse it for, I'm just tired. I'm just tired. I have a lot. I'm just tired. I have a lot. Well, I don't even have the energy for this right now. I don't. I'm just overwhelmed. I'm just, and if you're a busy person who has your hands in a lot of things, there's a high chance that you've experienced this description. You've experienced this in one way or the other. And what does it do? It will hinder your ability to focus on anything you want to do. It will hinder your ability to focus, to make clear, aligned decisions. And how do people get here? How do people get to this point? Maybe you're carrying too many roles without boundaries, or you don't have a clear process for how you make decisions. You don't have an internal decision framework. Or the moment where you should make a decision, you avoid it. You sweep it under the carpet. There's a conversation that you need to have with your partner. Let's talk about it. Not now. You avoid it. You don't talk about it. You just want to move on as though nothing happened. And your partner is dragging you, but we haven't talked about it. We say, don't worry, it's okay, I've heard you, it's fine, it's fine. You've not addressed it. And guess what? It will come up again. It will show up again in another form. I made this statement, I think recently, maybe this week. Life would continually give you experiences. It will continually bring experiences your way so that you can pick the learnings. If you don't, it will come in another way. It will keep coming in different forms until you pick the lesson that it is bringing your way. You will keep revisiting that issue when you leave it open. Now, what does that do for you? Your peace is hampered. Your confidence is impacted. For some people, it even impacts their money because for me, for example, I noticed in the past that when I'm stressed out or I'm just, I think I used to really experience this a lot. I just want to eat something sweet, eat something nice, I have this sweet tooth. So if it's maybe chocolate biscuits or some nice Chinese rice, I'm just looking to spoil myself. And then if you are the kind that you don't even have a good relationship with money, chances are you'll just be spending here and there. By just want to do something to please yourself in that moment. And for some other person, you just be giving your energy away onto matters that are necessary. So those decisions that you refuse to make, they're not going to disappear. They're going to be there and they will drain you quietly. And this can be in any area of your life. In any area of your life. If you don't sit down to pay attention to it, you may not identify, but for a lot of people, it's there. And so it shows up in different forms. It shows up as procrastination. And so you say, oh, I know this is my procrastination issue. This is my procrastination issue. It shows up as that. It shows up as indecisiveness. For some people, you get easily irritated. You just avoid the core decisions all together. Are we still together? Let me know in the chat. Are we still together? What has jumped at you before I go ahead? Before I show you how you can overcome this, what has jumped at you? What are you realizing? Let me know in the chat. I really would love to feel like we are connected. What has jumped at you? What have you picked? What has jumped at you? Because for many people, they mistake this decision fatigue with burnout, lack of passion. It's not my thing. This time management issue. They confuse it for that. I'm not just a disciplined person. It's my personality. This is my personality type. There's no bad personality. But if you diagnose the issue wrongly, like I said at the beginning, then you will not even be able to address it. You will not be able to treat it. Let me ask this question. How many of you have replayed a decision in your head over and over again, even after you have decided on it? Any weakness? You've replayed it over and over and over again. Anyone? After you have decided what you're going to do, you've been replaying it. Did I? Anybody? Just say yes in the chat. From all of us. Yes, me. Awesome. How many of you have asked at least 3 people about something when you wanted to make a decision? You've asked this thing, you think, they'll say yes, they'll even ginger, you'll be like, hey, I didn't know. You get that confidence and you go to the next person, you ask another person, this thing I want to do, what do you think? They ginger you. You go, how many people? At least 3 people. How many of us have done that? You keep Jenny, why are you crying? See, you're not a weak person. A lot of time it's just emotional overload sometimes. It's just emotional overload. And I'm not saying it's wrong to get the consent of other people, but when there is deep alignment with your core values, when there's deep sense of self-awareness, I used to be that person too, where I want to do something, I would ask my siblings, ask my friends, even when they validated that they think that I'm doing something right, I will still pause. I'll still be like, I'm not, leave it here. Let's be looking at it. But over time, I've grown to that person that I wake up this night, I have this idea, I want to implement it. I sit, I check, how does it align with my core values? What's it going to do? What's the outcome? What if this? What if? Play everything and I'm moving. I've come to that point where I'm so comfortable that even if I make a mistake, I'm fine because I've come to realize that every experience is a learning opportunity. Coach says, I once knew my decision, and then I asked my mentor and did not do what he advised. I did what I wanted to do. He called me to, and next time I'll be at the station, I don't think I need to ask him. You see, my husband has told me that thing too. He said, babe, you know what you want to do. Even if I say, what you want to do that is in your mind? It happens. It happens. So I had to, I've learned over time. I might not be perfect, but I've learned over time. In fact, now my siblings are complaining, Madam, you just wake up and decide I do things. I say, yes. Yes. If it doesn't go well, I take the learnings of that and I move on. Nobody can shame the shameless. Maybe it's my failure. You can't shame me. We'll go on. I did not kill anybody. It's okay. It's fine. I do the work at the point where I'm decided. Check it with my values, check how we align, and I'm moving. That's it. So there's nothing wrong with you. It's part of life. It happens. Because some people have told me, I didn't know enough. That's why. Or I need more information. And that's why you see some people needing more information. They've bought course 1, course 2. Maybe there's a new line of business or there's a new career path you want to go. You bought courses, you bought books, all the podcasts you've listened to, but you've not taken one single action. You've not moved. You're just storing information, getting all the certification degree, but you're not using it for anything. So second guessing is not really an information problem like many people think that it is. You're not passing time so that you can gather enough information and data to move. Not necessarily. I have learned that the best decision, you get it, the best information, you get it on the journey, on the road. When you start, as you're moving, you get it there. So it's more of an emotional safety problem. It's more of an alignment problem. It's more of I know who I am. I am aware. It's more of that than we think is an information problem. And how did many of us get here, especially for people in this side of the world, Nigerians and all of that? For women, for example, many of us have been conditioned in a certain way, conditioned to think in a certain way, and it's not even only for women, even men. Shut up there, I'm talking, you are talking. So we become very agreeable. We become accommodating. Even when things are not going the way we want it to, we are quiet because we want to protect peace. The Bible says, be at peace with all men. We go the religious aspect, and then so we can't even express. And then you become that person who has spent your years prioritizing peace over the truth. Are we together? For some of you, you don't trust yourself. You've not trusted yourself. You've not been taught how to make decisions for yourself. Many of the decisions of your life were made by other people. But I can tell you that the solution to all of this is one word: self-leadership. What did I say? Self-leadership. Second guessing yourself, decision fatigue, self-leadership. What self-leadership? Your ability to pause emotionally. Not be everywhere, not rushing. Pause. Process what you are feeling. That's why we say emotion is not your enemy. It's giving you, it's telling you something. But do you understand the language? Elizabeth said, there's something I want to volunteer to. This particular service aligns with my values and strength, but I still want to ask about 3 people. What they think they don't like it, I should go for it. I wonder why I went to ask. Ask me, oh, Elizabeth. Ask me. Why did you want to ask them? The answer lives within you. So self-leadership is your ability to pause. You remember that small boy that says, Mommy, be calming down. Calm down. Pause emotionally. Process, what am I feeling? Without trying to prove anything to anybody. Because when you can lead yourself, then your decisions will stop feeling heavy. It will stop feeling like it's a lot. I'll take you through a quick process on how you can overcome second guessing, how you can overcome decision making, and then we'll call it a wrap. This is not meant to be a very long session. Number 1, I've talked about it before, but I'll say it again. What are you experiencing? What's going on? Is it fear? Is it lack of internal clarity? What is going on? Can you name the problem? Because when you can name it, shame goes away. When you are very clear on this is what I am dealing with. I've looked at everything and realized that the reason why I'm not able to make this decision is because of X, Y, Z. There was a lady who came to me. She wanted to leave her marriage. Her husband was beating her. She had scars on her body. But me, I won't tell you leave your marriage. I will help you to find the answer to your problem. And then she got to the point where she realized that she actually needed to leave. Okay, so what is stopping you? By the time we went forth and back, and what did we realize? Financial capacity, zero. She doesn't work. Husband takes care of everything. She doesn't save. She doesn't have any dime to her name. And so in her head, if I live here now, how am I going to? Where will I even go to? Who will I still? I don't even have money. And so instead of addressing the real thing that was keeping her from her decision, she kept disguising it. But sometimes, he stopped, or he promised me that he will not, or he swore, making excuses here and there, while her life and her son were in danger. So how can you overcome this heaviness? Have you ever had this headache where your head is paining you and you're holding it like this? And my head, like as if it's going to fall out. Have you ever experienced it? A lot of that comes from this. When there are too many tabs, you know how your laptop, you open too many tabs and it's now slow. You click on one, it's rolling. Exactly. The same thing. So number two, can you reduce the number of decisions that you are making? Because when you have too much in your head, when everything requires processing, what will I wear? Plenty process. What will I cook? How to do timetable? Because I can't come and be every day thinking of what will we eat. Well, just do a food timetable, and you protect yourself from that stress of having to think on what you're going to cook in the morning, cook in the afternoon, cook in the evening. It's a lot. Can you put systems in place that will help you minimize the decisions that you're making per time or per day? Because when you don't, your brain will get tired and you start avoiding some of these decisions, or you find that you are delaying decisions, or you even resort to pleasing people. Can you create a routine or a standard for how you want to live your life? There are certain people that should not have access to your life because of the kind of standard and values that you hold on to. But if you don't have those, anything goes. And so when anything goes, your head is flooded with a lot of nyama nyama. Have you heard that word before? Nyama nyama. So can you create routines and standards? Are we together? I have less than 10 minutes to go. Next one. Decide from your values. I talked about it a lot. I said many people don't know their core values, but it is silently driving your decisions. I was telling somebody 2 days ago that the way at which I'm committed to personal growth, even me, I shock. And it's been like that since, but I didn't know. But it was leading my life. It was leading my decisions. And I am not that person that I can empty my pockets because I want to invest in my mind, in how I think. I want to pay for a course, buy a book, or do something, a program. I'm that person that I can empty because it's a core value for me. Growth, it's a core value for me. And when you are deciding from your values, when you have clarity as to the hierarchy of your values, what is of topmost importance to you, you will not be second guessing yourself. Because alignment with your values creates clarity. You will not be pressured or bothered with what do people say, what does social media think? What if I'm behind? What if they laugh at me? Those, those, those will not be your problem. Instead, you'll be focused on who do I want to be? Where am I going? Coach will say, for what purpose? If I don't do this now, will I regret it? For what purpose? Where am I going? Who do I want to be? Who am I? Those are the questions you'll be asking yourself. Next point, choose your consequences consciously, because there are always consequences. Choose your consequences consciously. Every decision has a cost. That you decide, that you don't decide, there's a cost. There's a cost. So choose your consequences consciously. When I do this, what will happen? Okay, I can live with this. Don't be oblivious to the truth that is before you. Don't be oblivious to the truth that is before you. Next point, stop opening those closed decisions. It is draining you. It is draining your energy. It is stressing you. Decide and move on. Build trust in yourself. Flow with it. Trust the process. Have a framework. I said it before. Have a framework for how you decide, how you flow. And when you do, it makes your decision process easier. Stop going back to, it's not changing anything. It's just wearing you out. It's just making you feel tired, even though you're in one spot. You're not carrying cement, you're not in the farm. You've been sitting down all day, but you're mentally exhausted. Mentally exhausted. Build trust in yourself. Build that follow through spirit. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go. Confidence does not come from being right. I was trying to explain what saying I would do this and you do it does for you. It builds that confidence in yourself. If you're in that space where you are doubting, can I do it? Can I show up? Or you're in meetings at work, management meeting, organizational meeting with a team, you can't open your mouth, you can't speak. You don't feel confident enough. If you keep repeating that cycle, you keep becoming that person who don't trust herself. Decision, acting, learning, adjusting, deciding again, acting. You will learn. You make the decision, it didn't go, you will learn. Take the learnings and move on again. Confidence does not come from being right all the time. It doesn't. Stop abandoning yourself. Stop deciding that you're going to do something, then you abandon yourself. Yet you want other people to take you seriously, but you're being unfair to yourself. Why are you pretending not to know that you are keeping yourself stuck in life by doing that? Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? And then finally, get support. Get support. Yes. It's okay. Get support. You can't see or you cannot think beyond the borders of your mind. What you don't know, you don't know. What you're not aware of, you're not aware. As I'm facing you right now, I can't see my back. I can't, I can't see my back unless I turn. What you don't know, you don't know. What you're not aware of, you're not aware of. Get support. Identify the areas where you feel like you need to grow, where you are weak. Get the right support. Let me put it that way. We have a team of coaches here. Book a session with a coach. I'm struggling in this area. I need clarity. I need to know what's going on. This pattern has been happening for years. Stop pretending like you don't know that the pattern exists. You're not getting younger. You're getting older with time. And coaching is powerful. Mentorship is great. In this season of your life, you should have a mentor. You should have a coach. You should have somebody that you can talk to. That guy, not that the person is telling you what to do. Is asking you the right questions to find your own answers based on who you are, based on your values, based on where you're coming from, where you're going to. Second guessing and decision fatigue can be worked on. You don't have to live with it. You don't have to accept it as this is who I am. You don't. You can work on it. And the simplest way is having a system that leads your life. Every day you live, you wake up, you live, you can build the system that delivers the kind of life that you want. I'll stop here. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for being here. I don't want your 2026 to be like 2025. It is not profitable that we keep showing up in these sessions, having the conversations, and nothing is changing. Something needs to tweak. Something needs to tweak. This 2026. I was listening to a lady before I came on. She said, "Are you not tired of the way things are the same way?" It's in your hand. My friend said my time is tired. Thank you, ladies, for having me. I hope this was helpful for you. Let me know what you took away. I don't know if Coach is coming back here to say anything, but thank you for having me. And let me know what you took away.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And does everyone have any question? Does anyone have any question? You're welcome. Okay, thank you so much, ladies, for being here. I need a favor. There's just 15 of us here, and I would want more people next time. So do me a favor, go on the group chat. Just let me know how this went for you and what you took away so that we can have more women benefit from these sessions. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Have a beautiful evening. Coach, am I allowed to close the session?
Yes, please. Thank you. Thank you, Coach Fetch. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, everyone. Have an amazing night's rest. And please implement. Okay? Thank you. Bye.
Bye, everyone.